Hey yo, what is going on guys? It is your boy EmeryReigns here bringing you some new Dead or Alive content. Before we jump into the video, please guys be sure to leave a thumbs up, and a subscription is free to do so and it supports the hell out of the channel. It's actually crazy because we're in this timeline right now where it feels like 3D fighting games are really starting to come back. As you guys know, Tekken 8, with whatever flaws it may have, is actually thriving right now in terms of how much the game is being played and how much attention the game gets on a daily basis. Tekken is very popular within the FGC right now, and even though Tekken 8 might not be the best game out there, it's still something that you can play. It's very accessible and it's really not the hardest game to get into. With that said, Soul Calibur might be dormant for the time being, but Virtua Fighter is coming back, and the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I was like, you know what, with all this hype around Virtua Fighter, DOA being a very similar game, and tell you guys what I think that a new Dead or Alive game would need to succeed. Now, if you may not know, Dead or Alive is a 3D fighting game series developed by Team Ninja Studio from within Koei Tecmo. The series has undergone many changes throughout the years, mainly due to the fact that the original creator of the series is no longer working for Team Ninja. Itagaki actually left the company sometime after Ninja Gaiden 2. Fast forward to around 2010 and 11, where we get our first looks at DOA Dimensions and Dead or Alive 5. These games, in my opinion, are some of the finest Dead or Alive experience in the entire series. I believe that these games were truly amazing experiences, not just for competitive players but for casual players as well. Now, fast forwarding to 2019 with DOA6, which many including myself believe to be one of the lowest points of the entire franchise. The issue here lies deeper than just the mechanics and system, but from a casual perspective, this game is just not it. Sure, it really had that DOA look we all come to expect and love from a DOA title, but it just was missing the soul that really needed to be considered one of the best games in the series. With all of that said, here are 5 things that I believe a new DOA game needs to have in order to succeed. Number 1 is going to be post-round freedom. Now, there's a couple of things that I want to talk about when it comes to this point. There's no instant replays after the rounds are over. You also cannot overkill or taunt your opponent or even move around. In DOA 6 and Dimensions specifically, you cannot move after the round is over. Now, I'm not saying you need to just be able to destroy your opponent's body on the floor to be an asshole. I do not think that that's a good enough reason to remove a feature like this, especially because it's something that really is a part of DOA's DNA. Even going back to the classic DOA games, you could hit your opponent on the floor after the round was over. Please, Team Ninja, do not limit players on their freedom of expression post-round. Number 2 is going to be returning and new character quality must go up. Listen guys, as much as I love crossovers, I truly believe fighting games are becoming more about who's crossing over into that universe rather than who's actually supposed to be in it. If you're gonna do crossovers, please make them good. See Dead or Alive 4 for example. You have a Spartan in this game from Halo. Not saying that we're gonna get that kind of quality stuff these days or even something of that magnitude, but I really think that crossing over something into a universe that makes sense is always gonna be a better fit than something that just looks better is gonna sell more. Obviously, we have to remember that there's a business standpoint here. Game companies are deciding to sacrifice their game's own integrity just to make a couple extra bucks. You give us Virtua Fighter characters in Dead or Alive 5, and then you give us Cooler. Cool. All jokes aside, we really need legacy characters that have been here forever to come back. Stripping away characters like Ein and Leon, and most likely locking them behind paywalls later on in the game's lifespan, if we ever got to that point, just wasn't the move. I truly believe we were going to get more characters from DOA 5 and classic characters that didn't come back in 6 at a later time, but I just feel like doing it that way is just the wrong way to go about it. Number 3 is going to be better stages. Now, while there were some 6 stages in DOA 6 like Unforgettable and Miyabi, I believe that the quality of stages just took a complete nosedive in 6. They actually removed the entire cliffhanger mechanic that they had in DOA 5, which was only there for 1 game. Taking a trip down memory lane to DOA 5 or even classic DOA games like DOA 2 or 3, there were some banger stages, and not coming out with stages that have that quality that we're all used to with these DOA games is truly a slap in the face. When you think back at the first time you played DOA 2 on your Dreamcast or DOA 3 on your Xbox, you can't tell me that you guys don't remember over 20 years ago just looking at the quality of those stages and being like, how is it possible for something to look this good? Especially even now in 2025, when you go back and look at them, they're still breathtaking to this day. Stages are a huge part of DOA's identity, and you guys gotta get this right. Number 4 is gonna have to be better story mode direction, and please make it more serious. DOA 6 had a story mode that was completely out of left field with some of the greatest ideas they could have come up with, but it was so poorly executed. The entire backstory with Raido and Nico could have been so much better fleshed out and taken more serious, and I feel like the tone just didn't hit the way it could have. Instead of that classic formula where you just beat the storyline, beat the boss, and then get your movie and then watch it and save it to the collection, they're going with this new timeline, and I just can't stand the this format. The timeline format that we were introduced to with DOA5 and 6, I just feel like it's just poorly executed altogether. Coming off of Dead or Alive Dimensions into DOA5, I really don't understand what Team Ninja was thinking with this storyline direction, but either way, DOA 6 and 5 definitely had their cool moments in the story. I just wish it was executed a little differently. I feel like this game just lost its casual edge in the sense that the story just doesn't take itself serious. Number 5 is gonna have to be better game modes and depth. Now, as you guys know, fighting games have a very limited ability to be able to put casual content and keep people engaged. If you think about the entire concept of a fighting game, it's to do what? It's to fight. You can't really have a GTA style fighting game. It really just wouldn't work out, especially not competitively. The way Street Fighter and even Tekken 8 approaches casual content, in my opinion, is the way to go. Having good casual content in a game, including character and player customization, I think is very important. The reason being is because on top of being able to express yourself as a fighting game player, you also want to look the part. Not necessarily a character creation, but character customization I think is very important to have in fighting games these days. And even Street Fighter, because even though Street Fighter doesn't have custom costumes from my knowledge, they have so many colors that you can kind of almost have your own. And not just customization, but DOA has kind of been known for having really innovative modes added to each game. If you think about it, looking back at DOA 4, they had the iconic online lobby system going back as far as 2005. This is before any other fighting game, especially on console, even had a feature like this. And then you fast forward to DOA 5 and they went with this really bland lobby system, which could have been for multiple reasons, but I just again think that the effort you put in will make your consumers more appreciative and they will see that effort. Not for nothing, the bar is really high when it comes to fighting games and online features and casual modes, so if they come out with a new DOA game, it's gonna have to come correct. DOA 2 introducing the iconic tag mode that you would sit and play with your friends and family for hours on end and just have a blast. That not being in Dead or Alive 6 was heartbreaking to me. Not having the ability to see these sick ass tag throws in real time in front of you is definitely not okay. You can't just introduce something like this to us and then not bring it back. It's kind of selfish, especially when you want people to buy your game. At the end of the day, we're still going to pay full price for this game in hopes that it's going to be better or at least as good or half as good as the last one, and I just don't feel we got that with 6. Dead or Alive 5 even had an online dojo mode where you can go online with your friends for hours and lab specific setups, frame data, matchups. You can just sit there with your friends and just BS for hours and just have fun in an online training mode setting. It was awesome, and they completely took that out from DOA 6. I truly believe that we were going to get a more fleshed out version of Dead or Alive 6, and according to rumors, that's not entirely wrong. Would they have gotten tag mode in the game eventually? Would there have been some kind of a system overhaul? We may never know for sure, but what we do know is that Dead or Alive needs a new game and it needs to be good. Did you guys agree with my points or did you disagree? Leave a comment below and let me know how you feel about the current state of Dead or Alive and what you might want to see in a future installment if Team Ninja is given a chance to make one. I wanted to take this time to let you guys know that I am currently taking new students for 3D fighting game lessons. This includes games like Tekken, Dead or Alive, and Virtua Fighter. If you'd like to know more about this, be sure to hit me up in a DM on Twitter or Instagram, or you can head over to EmeryReigns.com to book a session to start your level up arc. And last but not least, guys, please be sure to leave a thumbs up on the video and a subscription if you haven't done so. It helps the channel out a ton and doesn't cost a thing. Stay blessed, stay safe, and loved as always. I'll see you guys in the next one.